For one night, Cody Garbrandt was perfect. No mistakes were made, he saw the Matrix. And the king of the bantamweights had no answer. It was a fight more than a decade in the making, with Dominick Cruz beating countless fighters from a camp that produced some of the best lighterweight fighters in the world. Team Alpha Male, led by Uriah Faber. Faber himself was the WEC featherweight champion, and was at one time the best featherweight in the world, defending the belt 5 times. On March 24, 2007, he had a fresh opponent named Dominick Cruz. He was 21 years old with a 9-0 record, making his WEC debut. On that night, the young man would lose to the California Kid, but Dominick Cruz would not go quietly. He would proceed to go on a 13-fight win streak spanning 8 years, winning the WEC and UFC bantamweight title. He had fully cemented himself as the greatest bantamweight of all time, and in a division that's always been full of killers, that is a serious accomplishment. But while Dominick reigned supreme, Uriah and his team were plotting to overthrow the king. Uriah himself tried to take the throne, but came up short on 2 separate occasions. Then, Joseph Benavidez took a shot, but was no match, losing twice as well. And then, TJ Dillashaw, who started with Team Alpha Male and became champ while Dominick was injured. The fight was very close, but Dominick got the victory. In the end, all men came up short, and Team Alpha Male became second best. But while Dominick was sitting on top of the world, there was a young and hungry prospect with bombs in his hands that he threw at lightning speed. His name was Cody Garbrandt. That tattooed tough kid from a poor mining town in Ohio fought his way out of poverty and onto the big stage. Knocking out contender after contender, Cody looked like the real deal. Mentored by Uriah Faber, Team Alpha Male now had 126 minutes of fight time against Dominick, and were preparing Cody for the fight of his life. But against a tricky guy like Dominick, who moves like no other fighter, is impossible to hit, and has an endless gas tank, it's a tough puzzle to solve. With a 10-0 record and 9 knockouts over some contenders, including a KO of Thomas Almeida, who was 21-0 at the time, Cody was being primed for gold. But the task ahead seemed impossible. His team was cursed by losses. They were mocked by Dominick and called Team Alpha Fail. And not only that, but it seemed like Cody was being rushed into a title shot. Was the 25-year-old kid actually ready to face the best of all time? Could he avenge his team and make his dreams come true? He was counted out by many and was rightfully the underdog, and Dominick saw him as just another guy in a long line of alpha male fighters, and he'd have no problem dispatching the enemy. But Cody was fighting for much more than Dominick. It wasn't just a championship on the line, it was a rivalry fueled over a decade, with countless losses and heartbreak. In order to win, Cody would have to be perfect. He'd have to see the Matrix, and then the fight begins. To everyone's surprise, Cody could hang with Dominick. His reaction time was on point, and he was able to evade strikes and even mock Dominick. Dominick attempted a takedown, but it was quickly reversed. Cody landed his own takedown as well. It was a close round, but things were just getting started. Round 2. Full of confidence, Cody comes out and exchanges with Dominick. But then Dominick drops Cody, reminding everybody why he's the GOAT. Cody's a little more gun-shy the rest of the round, but still does well in every exchange. Round 3 is the start of Cody seeing the Matrix. In the words of Morpheus,
he's beginning to believe.
He drops him early in the round, cutting Dominick, and is able to avoid Dominick's shots repeatedly. Then he drops him for a second time in the round. The momentum is shifting. Round 4 is Cody's time to shine. He drops him early in the round, and takes evasion to the next level, making Dominick miss over and over again, and mocking him while doing so. Dominick is getting frustrated and starting to throw more wildly. He hasn't faced adversity like this since he fought Uriah over 9 years ago. Round 5 isn't quite as exciting as rounds 3 and 4, but it's all about securing the victory at this stage. Make no mistakes and avoid the shots from Dominick. At the end of the round, the beef is over. Dominick smiles at Cody, acknowledging what he's just done. In 25 minutes, Cody dethroned the king of the bantamweights, and he did it with style. He ended an almost decade-long rivalry while decoding the challenge that is Dominick Cruz, and Team Alpha Male could finally put to rest the rivalry between them and Dominick. Cody would unfortunately never be this good again. He'd end up losing the belt to TJ Dillashaw about 11 months later, but for one night, he was perfect. He saw every punch, landed power shots, and just made it look easy. He was beyond good. He was Neo dodging bullets. And regardless of what came next for Cody, he'll still have this one night where he dethroned the best ever, made his dreams come true and ended the rivalry. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment below, and don't forget to subscribe as I plan to cover a lot more stories like this in the future.